Hello, 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 incredible greetings, incredible greetings. Oh, I forgot my little live thingy, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to change it either. Dang it! I forgot my little live thing that I like to put on here. I did say I was going to start adding that to all of my live videos, and I forgot. Oh, this stupid fly is getting on my nerves. Shoe fly, don't bother me. Shoe fly, don't bother me. Shoe fly, don't bother me. 'Cause I'm not bothering you. Shoe fly, don't bother me. Shoe fly, don't bother me. Shoot fly, don't bother me, 'cause I'm not bothering you. Shoot fly, don't bother me. Shoot fly, don't bother me. Shoot fly, don't bother me, 'cause I'm not bothering you. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Hello, everyone. Incredible greetings. How art thou? Let's see. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, I forgot to change this. Do 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 do. Alrighty, we gotta get this all shared out. 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 All right. Let's share it out. Oh, share it out. 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 I'm going to do my best no matter what happens. I walk out of this door at 1:40 to go pick up my child from school. So regardless of what's going on, wherever the conversation is going, at 1:40 I have to log off to go pick up my child from school on time and on time. It's nice to know you read the title. Hi, welcome. Hello. Get in here, as MJ Harris would say, get in here. When you get in here, click like, click share, tag a friend, comment and say hello. Hello, ¿cómo está? Konnichiwa. I don't know. There's a song that literally goes through like all the ways that like to say hello in all the different languages. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank. I used to know that song. Like it goes through all the different ways to say hello in all the languages. And I am drawing a blank and stopping at who sings that song? I was about to say Jason Derulo, but it's definitely not him. Hello, como está? Konnichiwa, something. Who sings that song? It's not Jason Derulo, is it? That's not him. Who sings that song? I can't say, I don't remember who it is, but hello, people. How art thou? All right, let's get into this. Let me get the gum out of my mouth. All right, so I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365, home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products, where we have that game-changing sublimation paper that allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. Silaholics Anonymous and 365 Creative Academy, where we and I have child please. Where I have been teaching for the past 10 years you how to unlock your creativity in a wide variety of classes and trainings, everything from Silhouette Studio, Photoshop, phone board, party favors, or just like party decor and designing balloons, t-shirts, stickers, decals, everything you can think of when it comes to cardstock. We teach Canva or, demonstrate Canva. We have a lot of students where I've had to do some Cricut things. We've done specialized things for graduation, Mother's Day, Easter, Christmas items, fall items, you name it. We have done it like back in the days, although I'm not really big on like the cup stuff and like the glitter and all that kind of good jazz. We have done some of those things. I have shown my technique for doing glitter mugs and tumblers and things like that. Like my technique comes from decorating cakes and what in the cake decorating world, which they call like a crumb coat, because when people were using like the Mod Podge and glue, they would do all that work and then it will literally just peel off because it had nothing to stick to. So I applied like science, and so I've shown my method for putting glitter and stuff on mugs, and I do what's called like a crumb coat. And I use that like how they would do cakes and things. So I have done that, although it's not one of my preferred things to do. I have made cups like for my pastor and things like that. So I've done a little bit of everything. I've played around with alcohol inks before. I don't like to do the whole spray paint. I don't do like the whole tumbler turner and things, but I've done a little some, a little bit of everything in my, in my years. But I have well over 26, almost 3 decades of experience. For me, this all started in high school. So I'm not a new whippersnapper to this. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. And I have spent the past 10 years sharing my experiences with others to maybe help shorten that learning curve, being able to simplify the more complex things, making it easier to digest, putting it in layman's terms, and just breaking it all down to maybe ease some of your frustrations. Like that is my superpower and what I have been doing for many, many years now. I spent the majority of my time, just answering, like demonstrating a lot of things, answering a lot of questions and stuff like that. We moved into like the business side. I really focusing on the business side of it once the, panorama kind of came around. And now I get on this platform and I say what the heck I want to say, because I've spent a lot of years working to the point of becoming monetized on all platforms. And, not gonna let that go to waste. Now, some people will go and make like little shorts and things like that to make their money, and they'll spend a lot of time doing a whole lot of shorts and stuff like that. Hey, I like to just kind of do long form content because I'm a long-winded person, and people know that about me. And this is how I choose to do my content. I've worked hard to get to this point, and I just come on here and talk about what the heck I want to come on here and talk about. I gave y'all 10 years to be able to ask your questions. I sat there and tried to help, and I kept asking, what questions do you have? What questions do you have? How can I help? How can I help? Y'all sit in the background. Y'all don't say nothing. Y'all refuse to ask questions. You're scared. You're embarrassed. You don't know what to ask. So I got to a point to where I'm done asking questions, but I still want to make money from this platform. So I just come on here and just talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. It may not make sense to you. It may seem like a bunch of jibber jabber. You may not stay on. The numbers may not be that great, but I come on here and say what the hell I want to say because guess what? It makes me money. I spent enough time on here to where I am fully monetized, and anything I do on these little here apps, baby, it brings in coins. Okay. And of course, even in my rants and me just talking about random stuff, there's always a teaching moment. I can't help but teach. I eat, sleep, breathe, sweat, pee, poop, teaching and knowledge all the time. So that's that. Some good old water. My goal is to finish one of these a day. I still be struggling, but that's the goal. I do drink water, quite a bit, but I think a lot of my water intake also comes from ice. So I'm trying to make it more pure water now versus like water and then consuming the ice that's in the cup. And then once that gone, I put more ice in water. I drink the water, consume the ice. I'm trying to do more water. Now I definitely need a straw, a large straw, because with a straw, this will be gone in 2.5 seconds. I don't know for anybody else, but for me, give me a straw and baby, it's gone. Okay. It's just something about drinking from a straw. It makes things so much easier. But this is huge. This is from Tabitha Brown. It's huge. So I need me a larger straw. I wish this came with one that would go inside of it. But I did have one, but it's like taking out, putting back in, and that ish was aggravating. So, but I'm trying to do my best to drink more and more and more and more water. So I'm trying to figure out what I did have a topic, but I don't know if I want to talk about that today. So I'm really trying to figure out, why are you going off at 1:00? I have no idea. When did I set my alarm for 1:00? Why did I set it for 1:00? I have no idea. So I sat here before I went live trying to figure out what I want to. I actually had a couple of things on the brain, but I decided not to. One of the things I was like, I'm not ready to really talk about that one. Excuse me, just yet. Yeah, that one, not quite yet. Because it's not personal, but it's connected to a personal situation of mine. So yeah, I'm gonna table that one because I promise you it's something that will still be relevant whenever it's discussed. Then there was a situation that just kind of happened, but that's a little bit too fresh. I am one where I don't want to really discuss someone else's, and I'm like, but dang, these are all really great discussions. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to discuss because I really did have in my mind what I would discuss. That's why I made this. I was like, what the heck am I complaining about today? Because yeah, I'm trying to figure out what do I want to disturb? What do I want to disrupt the craft community, the craft industry? What do I want to complain about today? Because I just feel like now you guys are just conditioned to, what is she going to rant and rave about today? What is her rant going to be about? What is she going, is she just going to talk and talk and talk about? This girl is always complaining about something. The thing is always, I think I just know it all. She's complaining. Someone's doing this wrong, that wrong. So it's like, yeah, why not lean into it? Because it's what most people don't like about me, but they continue to watch and pay attention to. So yeah. Ooh, you're on your way to line dance class. Get a little two-step in for me. So I'm trying to figure out what. Hello, how art thou? Hello. Welcome. I didn't officially say hello, but hello. incredible greetings. And she's like, talk on, talk on. I'm just trying to figure out what to talk about, because I only have like now like less than 40 minutes, because I said 1:40 I am out of here. So let's see, what can I complain about today? What should I complain about today? I don't know. Man, what should I complain about today? What? I mean, it's a lot of things I technically could complain about. There are some things that's like kitchen table talk. There are discussions that I've had, like, privately with friends about things I see in the craft community, but it probably won't have the same impact without the visuals. And of course, I can't bring the visuals on here. So it's just like, lean into it, lean into it, lean into it. No, certain things I really can't. Like right now is just not the right time. It's not like that person is really going to follow me anyway, based off of what they said. But I mean, one day, probably in like 2 months, give me 2 months to talk about this one situation. But I will say that one of these situations, it's really helping me as I always struggle. So let's go there, right? Contrary, like, whether you believe it or not, I really struggle with the term coach, mentor. I like consultant, but not. So I struggle with those words, like those terminologies. During the pandemic time, coaches had a really bad connotation because it was really associated with a lot of folks scamming. Everybody wanted to be a coach. There is the whole MRR and like the MLM like type of like marketing scheme where it's like, especially like the younger people, and it's like, of course I'm a 19-year-old or 20-year-old millionaire. Of course I'm a digital marketer and like millionaire, and of course I make, 6 figures from my bed, whatever, and I can teach you how, whatever. And it was all these things of, okay, how to become a 6-figure earner, buy my class. And so you get this class and it says, okay, well, if you want to, whatever, you're going to get this class and you're going to sell it. So I'm going to tell you like how you're going to make reels, telling people this, and this. You're going to go to your community and you're going to just resell this. Never really teaching anything like saying how to teach a course on baking cookies, baking cakes, teach like crap. It's, hey, take this course that I paid $500 for, and you now need to go sell it to like a couple more suckers, like, and sell it to them, whatever. And so like, it was like that whole thing. You had some people where it was like, okay, well, let me be your coach for this, like, tummy slimming tea, and I'm going to teach you how to sell this. So you come on my team, you're going to get this. I'm going to teach you how to become a salesperson, and you're going to sell it to others, and you're going to get them to come on. And when they come on to you, it's going to still trickle down to me. So it was like that kind of thing. And it was so many people who didn't really have any experience in like anything. Now, I'm not saying that you have to have full on success in any one particular, like in like the exact area to be a successful coach, because some people just are knowledgeable and like they can apply certain things. Like there are so many things that I am knowledgeable on, and I have game on so many things, but I can't apply every single thing because I'm only one person. My lifestyle and how my life is set up may not be conducive to all of the game that I have, right? I am someone who suffers a lot from mommy guilt. I have small children. So I have information for people, and I can give them game. I can give them plays. I can give them strategies on what they can do because they are a single, 20 some odd, like female, 30 some odd female or male. They don't have any responsibilities. They don't have a husband or significant other that they have to respond to. They have to check in, that, they have to worry that this person is worried that they're working too much. Whereas like with me, part of my business, I had to give up at one point because it's like this man come home from work and it's like house is like all kind of cuckoo crazy because I'm doing setups, I'm taking pictures, and it's like, okay, I can't move. But if somebody was brand new to event planning and things like that, and they needed to be able to get pictures, like they're just starting out, they don't have a lot of events, but they want to be able to have their portfolio. Okay, I can go and give you the game, right? I can give you a play on how can you build your portfolio and setting these tables up, getting a small setup of, buy at least one set of pipe and drape, having a table, putting that there, taking pictures of it so that you can. Now, it didn't really work for me because this man looking at me like, why is all this shit in my house? But if you don't have kids, you don't have someone that you have to worry about, or, you're living alone, you can do those things. So I'm not saying that you have to be applying everything to be able to teach it, but you have to have like a good knowledge of it. But there was this point where just coaches had this really, really negative connotation, especially in the craft world, because people preyed on the desperation of people. Like there was this time where, coaches was really known for just preying on people's vulnerability and their desperation. So I didn't like the term coaches. And then when it came to mentorship, to me, to be someone's mentor for what I knew to be like mentorship, because I was in mentorship programs, because my dad was in my life, but I didn't really live with my dad. It's like living with my mom. So when you're in like these mentorship programs, kind of like Big Brother, Big Sister, but I forgot what it was called, the one that we were in, you have someone that, they're checking on you regularly. You're talking to them. And it's like, to me, mentorship is different in like business, because it's like, okay, just kind of giving advice and helping you with like certain, it's helping you with whatever it is that you want to do. But I find that people were coming, well, I don't even know what I want. Like they want me to be the idea person. And to me, that's not mentorship. It's what is it that you want to do? Let me help guide you there. I don't want to feed you the ideas. I want to help get you to your desired results. So I felt like in the craft community, people weren't looking for mentorship. They wanted a teacher. So that I preferred, hey, I'm a teacher. I'm an instructor. Like, I don't want to be your coach. I don't want to be your mentor. So that was always a struggle for me. And like people would say that, which is, I think, why, like, when it came to me, and I was like kind of like just praying and stuff like that, and the term professor. So some people don't like to say, oh, you ain't never been to nobody's school and da-da-da. Like, I'm not saying I'm a professor at somebody's college, whatever. I'm not saying to call me a doctor. I'm not, even if I didn't pay for someone's honorary doctorate degree or had some theological university when, I didn't even go take not one class, and I just paid $15,000 or whatever and say, oh, well, call me doctor, da, 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 da. Like some people have worked for it, and okay, it's like, call me doctor because they've worked for it, because I know a couple of people. But even with that, it's always weird when they don't practice like medicine to call someone doctor just because they have like a doctorate degree, that they want the title like doctor, even though they're not MD. I'm like, it's not that. But it's like, to me, professor was just a higher level of like teacher. It just sounded better than like Shakia the teacher. So like, that was afraid, like that was just a title or a term that, in my prayers, like I feel like that's what God called me. So I kind of use that. I've always struggled with coach and mentor, but it's something that I'm embracing now, which is why I created the Creative Business Accelerator Program. And there's a lot of people who were like 20 weeks or just like an extended program, like why you do so long? And I'm like, because why am I doing it every single week, right? Especially for the cost of it. Because I'm just like, when it comes to mentorship, I just feel like you should be able to communicate with them more to get a real understanding of what their needs are, what their setup is, like what their lifestyle, what do they have the capacity to do, so that you're leading them in the right direction. I despise people that says, "Oh, I'm going to give you my blueprint." Your blueprint may not work for me unless I'm building the exact same building. Like when someone gives a blueprint, you're going to follow that blueprint and build the same building. When I look outside, like I go down I'm looking at like houses like down the street. You can tell the houses that were from the same exact architect that had these blueprints. They handed it to someone and said, build the house this way. These houses are literally built to the exact same dimension. The rooms are in the exact same places. The closets are in the exact same places. Like that is a blueprint. It's meant for you to follow it and be a carbon copy of someone. I don't have that philosophy in how I teach someone for you to be a carbon copy. I want you to learn from the knowledge that I have, some of the mistakes that I have made. I am by no means perfect, but I think that's the best way to learn is from the mistakes of others, so that you don't make the same mistakes. You don't want to bump your head. Yes, you're going to go through some trial and error, some things you're going to have to maybe figure out for yourself, but I don't, feel like everyone should have to cut themselves and bleed like to learn. This is why you go and you get, help. As a mother, I'm like, I've been through these things. And your kids, is like, when they don't want to listen, then it's like, okay, when you're behind, hurt yourself. I tried, we go and say, I told you so. I tried to tell you this was going to happen. You thought you knew better than me. Now you're hurting. Now you're crying. I got to let you cry. I now have to go and clean boo-boos and stuff like that. Yes, as a parent, I'm going to complain. I'm going to talk your ear off. I'm going to go and tell you that I told you so, because I tried to tell your little behind. I've been there. I've done that. I know the warning signs. I know the dangers, but you didn't want to listen. So here you are now crying. Now I got to go and put some iron. I got to do all this stuff to clean you up or whatever. To me, it's the same way like in business. These things are going to happen. So you can either listen or you can do it like your way. And then most people didn't want like to kind of come back to. So it's like, I just never liked the whole coach thing. When I think of coach, I'm a cheer coach. I was a cheer coach. I'm going to teach you something. And then once I teach it to you, I'm going to coach you through it. And when I'm coaching, we're doing the exact same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. We go through drills. We're going to go through jump sequences. I need to see you do that thing 10 times perfectly before we move on. If you mess up, one person on the team messes up, guess what? We're starting over. But when we're learning a design, y'all don't want to mess up. You don't want to start over. You don't want to practice. So like, I don't like coach because I know that y'all as grown folks and as crafters, you really don't want to practice. You don't want to mess up. You want to do the thing when you have an order to work on. You don't want to just go buy the things just to practice it and then throw it away or just use it for marketing. It's like, oh, I want to make it and I want to immediately start making money from it. So I can't be a coach because me as a coach, I'm going to be pushing you to practice the thing over and over and over and over again until you perfect it. Me as a coach, we're going to practice this competition routine so that when the day of competition comes, we're going to hit zero. I want to get a first place, second place, third. I want to get somebody's trophy. So in order to be perfect or as near perfect to get that, we have to practice. A coach is going to fix your technique. So to me, people's concept of what a coach is misconstrued. So I can't be called a coach in the craft world. So I can't stand that because my definition of coach is so different than what you guys consider to be a coach here. What people are doing here, they're not coaching you through anything. They're showing and telling. They don't correct anything. It's so many people where they're showing stuff. They don't bother to improve their own skills. When I was a cheer coach, in order to make sure that I was providing my cheerleaders with what was up and coming and new skills, new grips, making sure I understand safety protocols, we're paying to go to trainings. You got coaches and stuff that won't pay to go to a training and they're still teaching the same stuff. Their stuff looks the same exact way. Never seeing any elevation in how they teach their techniques, the materials that they use. You started however many years ago, you as a coach, you still using that same Dollar Tree glue gun. You still using the same type of paper. You're still using Dollar Tree boards. You're still using cheap paper. You're still trying to figure out the cheap way. So you as the coach, if you're not elevating in what you're doing in your skills, how you teaching somebody else? I can't get down with the term coach. I can't get down with the term coach. All right. So in 2020, when I started, it wasn't all about follow the coach. Buy my course. It was really crafting fun. Actually, depends on when you started. So before March of 2020, before the pandemic, I will say for some, it was a lot of the kind of doing it for fun. But once that money thing became a factor, it quickly became very, very catty. Well, the cattiness became uh more visible because it's always been there. It just became more visible during that time because people wanted to make sure that they were securing their bag. Do people really mean a blueprint or just direction? So you can have a start somewhere. Well, I cannot say what they really mean. I can only go off of what they say, right? So I will go okay, so I have, let's see, where is it? Let me go to mm, okay, so that one says formula. I think I have one that might say blueprint. Um, okay, so I have one that says the blueprint, right? And that is it's the 365 business protection blueprint. And for me, okay, I'll tell you how all of mine are set up, right? So the hold on. Okay. So the very first one in our creative business program, so it says the mindset formula, right? Not blueprint. The one for business structure is a blueprint. Why? Because that is something that like it is what it is. Like that's not going to change. If you want to set up an LLC, like these are literally the steps. No matter what your business is, these are the steps. If you want, when you're getting your EIN, these are the steps. if you want to have an S Corp and you want to be able to have these protections, this is what it is. It doesn't matter what your business is, like whatever the name is, whatever industry it is. This is a blueprint because no matter what it is going to be a carbon copy of it, right? So I am very, 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 very intentional in how I label things. And it's for specific purposes, right? So then the marketing one is the 365 branding, marketing, and identity system, right? Because of how that is like how it is set up. And then and within each one of those, I have frameworks. So these are my frameworks for how, I outline them, but you can adjust them as needed, right? You can pick and choose what applies to you outside of that. But then you have a lot of people that will say, follow my blueprint, follow this, follow that, whatever. And for some, it's not really directions. So I can't say what they intend. I'm only going by what they say. And they're like, follow my blueprint. So. And a lot of people kind of have the start somewhere thing, right? So just going to that. And you don't really even not even taking the time to know where someone is. So it was really important for me before my program started to have a meet and greet. And tonight, for those who weren't a part of it, we have the reviewing tonight. I had a little scare, so I didn't get to send out the for everybody who kind of joined since then. You guys can still join. We actually have a session tonight. It was like a blessing in disguise. You only have missed the first 3 sessions. You can always go back and watch those. There's so much more that's there. And then the last 2 sessions were supposed to be for the 5-day intensive, which is pricing and profitability, and ordering process and customer service have been pushed to the end of the month, just to kind of spread things out a little bit because it was a little too intense. So you still have time to join until the end of the month. But it was important for me to have them introduce themselves, where they are in their business, what's the biggest challenge, right? So that where it's not a matter of where they need to start. Most people are not going to a coach right from the beginning. It's, oh, okay, I have this idea. Before I even get started, let me go and let me find out everything, not say everything, but let me really get an idea before I even start any type of process. What does it really mean to start a business? What am I getting myself into? The average person doesn't do that. They get into it. Oh, I want to turn this into a business. They go and it's they're already kind of pricing things out. Well, okay, yeah, you can pay me X, Y, and Z for this, blah, 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 blah. They don't think about it until after the fact. So they don't coaches, mentors, teachers, whatever it is, you're not ever really getting them at the start. So for my program, right, I'm not getting any of my students right at the start. So because I'm not getting them at their starting point, I'm now introducing concepts, theories, principles that's making them think, and that's blowing their mind. And it's I never thought of it that way. No one has ever presented it to me to where some of them have said, I feel like I need to start all over. And they can tell you, I'm no, you don't, because you don't want all the work that you have put in already to feel like it's in vain. You now want to build on that. What you have done so far, it has taught you something, right? You don't have to relearn that. You now can work on that to perfect it. But now the new things, you now want to use that and layer it on, add on to the experience that you have to make it better. Because you have already started, you now can identify the things that are not working, and you know where to put your energy at to make things better. People end up taking classes to keep learning new. A new trend comes out, new. The average person never takes a class to become better. They're not working on becoming better, working on the areas that they struggle in, being honest with themselves. This is an area that I struggle in and I truly need help in. I'm willing to be vulnerable. I'm willing to say, hey, here I am, just a hot mess. Help me. Like everything else, I'm here, right? But I can't get to here because what I struggle with is weighing me down. Help me to get this so that I can truly elevate, because no matter, like, this part I keep trying to grow it, but this is weighing me down. It's gonna keep, no matter how much I keep trying to elevate, I'm not gonna reach there because this is gonna keep pulling me down. But we're just trying to keep, okay, if I learn something else, okay, well, it has to be because I don't know this. Well, oh, what's gonna help my business is, well, I was only doing HTV shirts. Well, let me learn how to do sublimation shirts. Let me learn how to do reels. Let me learn how to do this. Let me learn how to do that. Oh, now they doing foam boards. Oh, now they doing fans. Let me learn how to make these fans. Let me learn how to make that. It's constantly just trying to learn something new versus perfecting what you already know. That's going to be the first thing. Or if you are going to learn something new, it should be to enhance what, especially on the business side. Let that craft work, but let's work on the business side. Because once you perfect it and you're great at it, if you haven't nurtured, you haven't put any time into the business side on how to promote it, what good is it going to be the best? Like, you can make a shirt literally with your eyes closed. You can feel it. You can go pull the press down. It's like built into you. But if you don't know how to market, you don't understand your back end, you don't understand contracts, you don't understand any of that. What good is it to be the best creator, the best crafter in the world if you don't understand business? So we got 10 minutes, so I got to kind of wind down. But that's what my Creative Business Accelerator program is literally about. Is exposing you to the things like that you just don't think about. I challenge the way that people think, which is it's gonna be a lot, right? It's going to be a lot. It's not meant to like, I want you to take action on certain things, but be smart about the things that you take action on. Everything that, I say it may not apply to you. And I don't want my students to feel like you have to take everything like as Bible, because if something is working for you, my goal is to help you identify the area, like, what questions do you have? Okay. Like, what questions do you have? What are your desires? Because just because you're in a program, it does not mean that you're completely broken, that you need help on every part of your business. You may have things that you excel in, that you are strong in. And I'll say it, like, I'm very strong in my brand messaging. Now, I'd not say probably, for me, it's how I'm presenting it, right? For me, it's the mistakes that I have made over the years. For me, it's the passion that I have in teaching. For me, it's this love of talking and being in this capacity, right? So I know that there are things that I could have done. Being able to shorten it up, putting it in smaller packages, like smaller, like pieces of content. For me, it is taking the time to truly invest in advertising. I don't feel like I have a messaging problem. It's how I'm presenting that messaging sometimes. It's boundaries. It's showing up too much online. Like I can truly identify the areas that's holding me back, right? And if I don't correct them, I can only blame myself if I don't reach the goals that I have for myself financially, if I don't reach the goals that I have based off of the number of students that I want to have enrolled in my memberships. I can only blame myself if I don't reach those goals, because I clearly identify. I don't shy away from the things that I know I need to work on. There are so many people that shy away from that. There are so many people who are afraid to admit that they are the problem, that they have personality, they have character flaws that are the problem. I'm not that person. I'm very self-aware. It's just having the discipline sometimes to work on those areas. That's why I'm not like, I am a person where I know if I got out, I networked more. If I traveled more, like when I had the opportunity and was invited to certain places, like Wallapalooza, when they was that called like Wallapalooza, and traveling to those places, but me being like having mommy guilt, me worried about Zion Imani and his seizures, because during that time he was experiencing a lot of seizures. I was afraid. I wasn't like some of these other people where they did not have a care in the world, and they couldn't handle just being in the house or being masked up. So they were willing to go out. And then you're seeing them saying, "Oh, I got COVID. I got COVID. I got COVID 3 times." I'm grateful that they're, it's a blessing that they are here to say, "Okay, I survived COVID." But guess who didn't have to deal with it like that, right? So because I chose not to, host these classes and open up when the world was shut down, and it's like, okay, well, ain't nobody else doing it, so I'm gonna be the person that's gonna still provide an in-person class, and I'm gonna do this. I couldn't put my family at risk. My son already suffers from epilepsy, so if he now gets COVID and he gets a fever and he now has febrile seizures, I'm putting my family at risk. So there were certain things that I cannot do. And there were times where here I am talking to coaches and they ask a question, right? You ask a question or whatever, and they're not taking the time to really listen, right? Because they want you to chime in. Okay, we ain't got but so much time. Can you go and can you get to the point? But when you don't really get an understanding of someone's situation, you're going to give an answer based off of, just generalizing things and not really understanding a person and why they made a decision, like why they made the decision that they did, which is why when it came to my program, I'm like, I want to get to know you, which it can be a good thing and a bad thing, right? Because sometimes it's like you end up spending too much time on a call with someone, even like in a one-on-one, which is why like I have a certain way that I kind of I've learned through these. Like I'm not going to sit on here because baby, it's a bomb framework. Okay. When you book with me, it's a certain way that I instruct people to do certain things to where it makes it easier for me to be able to help you. So I do certain things now so that I can get a full understanding of like who you are so that I can help you, because everybody's situation is not the same. I do really well with adapting to people and being able to give them resources that's going to help them in their situation, because everything doesn't work for every single person. So that's just, me. Like I told y'all, I hard cut off at 140. No matter if I was done with my thought or not, it's 137, and y'all got kind of quiet on me. So, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. So I guess that was my complaining. It wasn't really complaining, but it's just kind of, this turned into, I guess how would I title this? It would be, I mean, it's something about like the differences between coaches, mentors, teachers. Like I struggle with that. Like I just like to get things off my chest. I struggle with that, right? Some people say like your thumbnail shouldn't be the same thing as like your title. Like that should be something to like grab their attention. I'm like, look, I'm gonna put exactly what the hell this video is about. When I'm doing thumbnails, like it'd be the same, it'd be the same thing. And the gurus for YouTube and like that YouTube experts will tell you that your thumbnail should be something that's like gonna grab somebody's attention, and like the title should be something different, and then it should be different in your description. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I got to figure out like what to title this now, because I just started like, okay, what am I complaining about now? But I think it did kind of give some insight in like my thought process of what a coach is, what a mentor is, and hopefully that will help you decide if you feel like you need help and guidance to help you reach your goals, whether it's me or if it's not me. It'll help you decide who to go to, because what are you looking for? Are you looking for someone that's going to help make you better? Them just showing you something and not ensuring that you understand it and doing repetition with you, that doesn't really help you. Like coaching is going to do repetition with you. So if you're not looking for repetition, then you're not looking for a coach. If someone says they are a mentor, but they're not giving, like you don't have dedicated time, and mentorship for me normally comes with a hefty price tag, because that person has to dedicate time with you. If you know that you don't have the money, then you're not looking for like one-on-one mentorship. You may need to be in a program where, yeah, probably 60% of the information may not apply to you, but your pockets aren't conducive to a program or to a situation or a mentorship where you're going to get it's 100% dedicated to you. So your pockets might be conducive to where you're in this program and every session only 40% applies to you when it comes to mentorship. Or you might be someone where you're pretty self-sufficient. You're kind of a go-getter and you're a self-starter. So all you need really is a teacher, someone to show you something one time and then or a few times, and then you can figure it out yourself. That's going to help you make better decisions on how you spend your money with whatever type of online education or in-person education you invest in this craft industry or creative industry. So that's my little tidbit of what I'm complaining about today. Um, until next time, have a great one. You're late, sir. It's okay. Oh, she's like, there's a difference, and you really broke it down. Awesome. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. Be incredible. The link for the Creative Business Accelerator program is in the description. Guys, try it out for a month. You get access to 10 I guess like masterminds, like the master classes. From the first time you get to watch all of those, it's so much great information in there, especially coming up on tax time and breaking that down, and what you can what deductions you can put on your taxes to reduce your tax liability. We go over like just so many things in there. You'll get access to everything for this month. And if you sign up now, you technically get access to the first week in April. We have a session tonight, that's just going to be a review. And we have a session tomorrow where we're going to go over prepping for grad season and making sure, if you're going to do a package, making sure your packages make sense, making sure your prices make sense. That's going to be tomorrow. It is $103. All right. Sorry about that. But it's 100. 100 and was like 13. Like if you do the 1 month, if you just want to try it out and kind of just see if it's a great fit for you, the 10% will work. This is the last few days that 10% will work, and then it will go back. It will just be full regular price. That 10% code has been valid for like 3 weeks now, probably a month now. So you have a few more days to take advantage of the 10% discount code. So you'll put that in. The link is in the description. We hope to see you guys this evening if you have not signed up already. And yeah, I shall talk to you guys later. Peace.